In 2002, inside a small apartment near NASA's Johnson Space Center, 4 young interns met late at night. They weren't planning a mission to the stars. They were plotting a crime against science itself. On the table were NASA inventories, stolen access badges, and half-baked plans. They whispered about opening history's most exclusive safe, the one that held real pieces of the moon. To them, it felt like an adventure, a chance to touch eternity, would soon spiral into one of the most audacious heists. After weeks of scheming, the group put their plan into action. Using their insider knowledge, together, the 4 lifted a heavy safe that contained not just lunar samples, but priceless meteorites. It weighed hundreds of pounds, but adrenaline fueled them. Step by step, they dragged humanity's heritage into the shadows. No alarms sounded, no guards caught them. In those tense moments, they believed they had outsmarted NASA itself. 3 hours later, in a cramped hotel room, the safe was pried open. Inside lay vials of lunar dust and rock, samples collected by Apollo astronauts decades earlier. They passed the vials around like treasures at a pirate's table, snapping photos, whispering in awe. But this wasn't a scientific breakthrough. The sterile chain of custody was broken. Every sample they touched was forever contaminated. For NASA's scientists, it was an irreparable loss. For the thieves, it was just the beginning of their downfall. To sell the stolen moon, on a mineral collectors forum, he reached out to strangers, bragging about his once-in-a-lifetime offer. One potential buyer, a Belgian collector, immediately knew something was wrong. Instead of cashing in, he tipped off the FBI, but they were really walking into a trap. In a hotel cafe, and later a parking lot, the deal unfolded under careful surveillance. Every word, every handshake brought the thieves closer to capture. On July 20th, 2002, the FBI closed in, evidence bags sealed. The priceless lunar samples were secured and carried back into government custody. The thieves who dreamed of touching the moon now faced the cold reality of prison cells. For investigators, it was a victory. For NASA, it was a bittersweet recovery. The samples were back, but their scientific purity was lost forever. In courtrooms months later, the verdict was clear. Thad Roberts received over 8 years in federal prison. His accomplices faced their own sentences. Scientists mourned not just the theft, but the damage to decades of research. The lunar samples, once a pristine record of the solar system's history, were now tainted. The heist served as a warning, pushing NASA to tighten security and reminding the world how fragile our treasures really are. To this day, some moon rocks remain missing, scattered across the globe, silent reminders of the night when a few interns thought they could steal the moon.
Be sure to subscribe for more detailed true crime stories.